Greetings. I feel like I have not been on here for a long time. Maybe I have not. I'm not sure. I'm still in the middle of the reorganization that I talked about a little before. We have these 3 rooms. My parlor that I'm in, what was my guest room, and across the hall from my office. We have been reorganizing the rooms. It's slow going. It's hard to reorganize rooms and move furniture from one to another and paint and rebuild shelves and continue your life the way it should be and still go on with your day-to-day life. And to complicate matters a little bit, the guest room, which is on the other side of this wall, which I'm facing, the other side of the wall from my altar on that wall, is housing 7 baby chicks right now on the brooder. So we have to keep that room closed up as much as possible. We have a heater on, a space heater on in the room, and also they've got a heating thing in their box with them, and they're really cute. They're just 2 and 3 weeks old at this point. We have 2 little groups all together in one, and they're growing so fast. But so we have that little complication. We have to be careful getting stuff in and out of that room. We can't do a lot of that room yet, so we're trying to mainly work on these 2, and we're coming along. This room is pretty close to being finished as well as it could be. We have some odds and ends to do, and then maybe a little decorating to do, but and I will show you. I know everybody's interested, and I will show you when we're done what it looks like. So people have been asking about that, what I've been doing. I was looking through yesterday. I spent a long time yesterday going through videos, old messages in the notifications messages. Oh, I am going to apologize to everybody. I try to keep up with those, but I get notifications. I'm not sure how to fix it, but I get notifications from everybody I'm subscribed to. I get their notifications as well. So the things that are appropriate to me that I need to respond to get buried in there. And so I'm really not that good. So if you have asked me a question and you have not heard an answer from me, please ask it again, or shoot me an email. I should be able to get it. Although when I say that, I just found 2 emails yesterday that had been lost in spam. So your best bet is to email me, goodwife@cox.net. You should be able to get me. That sort of was a fluke that those 2 people were lost. But they were. And I apologize, really. But anyway. So anyway, what is new with me? One other thing I want to say is new. I do have to say, a disclaimer. You will notice if you've been following me, subscribing to me since I've been here in the beginning, I made great claim to the fact that I am not Wiccan. I'm solitary. My husband and I are solitaries. And I have to say, at this point, that we have joined a coven. And it doesn't really change my relationship with you at all, because my husband and I continue to have what we call a solitary practice outside of the coven. I didn't think it was possible to do, but it is quite possible to do. And I was very, I got the idea. I was very impressed by, listening to Crimson Fire. That she is covened. She talked about it. I think she talked about it, or it was either her or it was Alvine. I'm not sure. But they're covened, but they also have maintained their own practices. And that's really easy to do. I think I was under the impression, for some reason, I guess it's no different. People don't come in your house and tell you how to do things in your own house. But I do say, even though I am Wiccan at this point, I call myself Wiccan, I do not speak for Wicca. What I address on this channel, I address as a solitary witch. Because I'm not changing. Most things that I do. I'm not, what I do in my coven is my business with my coven. But what I do here is, with you, is part of my solitary practice that I've been doing for years and years. That's not going to change. But just to remind you, please don't ask me specific questions about Wicca because I do not speak for Wicca. Hope that's clear. Somebody was asking about the website. My website is there. I haven't changed it at all. I mean, I haven't changed the URL, so it's still, birdandthecrone.com. www.birdandthecrone.com. No spaces. Bird and the Crone. Okay. People ask me if I were going to do more videos in the Wildwood. Absolutely. I think I have quite a few people who went to the Wildwood, went and bought the Wildwood deck, and then I stopped making videos right then, and I thought, oh, fine, thanks a lot. Well, no, I'm going to. It's just that I wasn't working with the Wildwood during this dark year, part of the year. I went into working with the Santa Muerte deck, and I went to work with then the Deviant Moon, some of the darker, I will call darker decks. But yes, I'm absolutely, the Wildwood it has my heart. I'm never going to stop working with Wildwood. So I will be doing some more videos on that. So if you have any questions, please ask me specifically any ideas for a subject if you want me to talk to you about that. I was trying to kick back a little bit and not do too much on tarot right now because I don't want to anger my subscribers who are not tarot readers. But I'm happy to do whatever you want me to do. I did have one question I wanted to address in this video, and that's like the subject of this video, if there is a subject, because it doesn't seem to be, it seems to be a little bit random. But it is, I had a question, very interesting. If I could suggest some essentials for somebody starting out and building a witch's cupboard. What could be found if I could give a list of things beginning things that would be put in a witch's cupboard? Well, I have toured some of my cupboards. I think you've toured some of my cupboards. I have 3 or 4 cupboards. Well, I have 3 in here, this room, and I have one big one out in the sun porch. So I have 4 witch's cupboards. And basically, whatever. It's not that important. But I have to say, my answer would be, I could give you a list of some things I would think you might want to use, but my answer would be, I need to know what you're going to be using, what you're going to be doing with the things. What I mean by that is if you want to dress altars in your home, and you want to be able to supply, things to decorate your altars with, I would say for altars, you would want some kind of, you would definitely want candles. We always want candles. We would want a, collection, or at least one, of altar cloths. Usually, no matter what you're doing with your altar, you would have some kind of a plate or paten or, pentacle or tile or whatever you put in the middle. Usually a representation of the elements on an altar, especially if you're going to do ritual. If you're going to do any ritual, see, there's another thing. If you're going to do ritual, you really do need elemental representation. Something to represent fire could be candles, and a pentacle or a plate or paten, whatever, could be the earth or cauldron, sand. Water could be a chalice or a shell. You can find these things on the internet easily. But anyway, you want to be able to dress for a ritual, you do want to have certain things. If it's just an altar, devotional altar, you might want representations of the god and goddess, or god or goddess, or whatever you worship. You don't have to have statuary. You don't have to have statues of your figures. I have a few, but mostly not, because they're expensive, and I don't really, I'm not so specific to certain gods and goddesses. I like them for different things, but I generally just speak of the god and goddess in general form, in general. The female and male. If you're going to do spell work, you're going to need certain things for spells. Like, what kind of spell work are you going to do? Are you going to do candles? Do you need candles? We're going to talk about that in a minute. Incenses, herbs, oils, right. things to inscribe the candles. I'll talk about that in a minute. Crystals, you know, people go nuts for crystals. I don't have as many crystals as most people. I wear a lot of gemstones. But as far as crystals goes, there's a few that I would say, if you're going to start out with crystals, start out with clear quartz. And then some of the basic ones. I like smoky quartz or snowflake obsidian or something like that to, you know, help keep the negativity away. I have a smoky quartz here on my table right now today. I don't always, but I do today. I don't always have the same thing on my altar. Today I have certain things. You know, I change it up. I like rose quartz a lot. I like, as I said, smoky quartz, clear quartz, snowflake obsidian, amethyst. Some things, generally, I have some of those. But you don't need them. Citrine's good, and I'll talk about citrine in a minute. But, you know, you don't really need to pick up a lot of things because it depends on what you are wanting them to use them for. One thing I wanted to say was, this is kind of the object of I was just looking down, kind of the object of the video today. When we were talking about witches' covers, I was reorganizing some of my covers in here, and I came across these little kits. These little kits that I had made. I taught a class at the end of the year, last fall. I taught a class for a group of women, and it was on candle magic or using candles for intentions. And to go with the class, I made up a little bag like a little starting bag for doing spell work with candles. And I have some of them left. And I thought I would show you, that would be good to show you what you want to do if you want to start with candle magic, some of the things you might want to use for that. These were helpful. And I thought, yeah, you don't have to use what I use, but if you do, they're mostly things that you can find around the house. If you specifically wanted to just to begin and you have nothing at all, I'm happy to sell you a kit. I'm going to be putting them up on my website. I'll probably put them up over the weekend. They'll be up. So, but you don't need to buy from me. I can show you how to do it. And the kit is not necessary. That's just a convenience for you. But anyway, when we talk about using candles for intentions, we're mostly talking about, we're combining, we're using the color, using candles of certain colors, because each color candle has magical properties associated with, correspondences associated with. So if you wanted, for instance, do a candle, to boost your confidence, your intuition, optimism, happiness, aid your memory, help, increase your ability to concentrate, or for safe travel. A yellow candle is really good for that. Okay. If you want to have green candle is really good for, prosperity, abundance, any kind of physical healing, luck, growth, personal goals, promote or cope with change or renewal. A green candle is really good for that. Now, you can find these correspondences on the things. I have them in a little paper that I put in my kit. I actually have a little tiny paper like this that fits right in the bag, so you can always remember if you wanted to buy that. But here I have, in the kit, I have common candle color correspondences for yellow, orange, pink, dark blue, green, red, purple, black, and white candles. But in the bag itself, I only include the 5 candles of orange, blue, pink, yellow, and green, omitting red and purple, and omitting black and white, for 2 different reasons. Black and white you can find all the time, and also they can be used for any of these spells, a simple black or simple white candle. Red and purple I omitted because they're usually used for a little heavier kind of a thing, like sexual spells, or love spells, or strength spells, or passion, communicating with spirits, those kind of things, which I consider kind of advanced subjects. So I was sticking with like more beginning subjects. But you can get these candles anywhere. You can get them anywhere. And these little, they're called chime candles, is the size I like because they only burn for about 2 hours. They're perfect for a spell. Like you can do something in the course of the evening. You don't have to worry about putting it out. That's what I did was, in my kit, I included a ceramic tile. And these tiles mean so much to me. These tiles are made in Mexico, and I buy them from a dealer that's just north of the border here. But I love a tile. It's a good size. It's a 4-inch tile or so. And you can stick your candle on the tile just by heating the bottom of the candle till it starts to melt a bit. And you can stick it down on the tile and it will stay there. And it is a fireproof surface, so you can put it on your altar. You can put it on the table, you can put it anywhere, and when the candle burns down, it does not set your house on fire. It sticks. The more it burns, the more it sticks to the tile. But then it easily just flakes off when it's cool. Okay, so I include that in the kit. I also include a black candle in the kit. I'm thinking I might include a white candle as well, but I just put that with the black candle, with the color candle, stick it beside. And I use the black candle, I use that when I like to have a black candle lit a lot of times when I'm doing any kind of spell work. It's for protection, but it's also to help focus my intention. Black is the color that I really relate to. Some people do the same thing with white. So in that case, you might want to use the white. But notice I just use a little black and a bigger one. You can use any size candles. You can use votive candles. You can use, bigger candles, of course. But if you're going to have a big candle, when you do a spell, you really want your candle to burn down the whole way. You don't want to have to blow it out. I mean, you can. Some spells, like if you're doing a spell to lose weight, some people use bigger candles for that, and they keep doing it for so many days, and that's a part of the spell. But that's different. But this is a one-time shot. You dress your candle. You inscribe your candle, dress your candle, which I'll talk about in a minute. Set it. Say your words. Do your stuff. And leave it to go, and leave it to go. And when it's burned down, your spell has set. So this is a perfect size. I also have in the kit, in these kits, I had a nail. I think this is I don't know what this is, a 2-penny nail, is that? Oh, it's a 10-penny nail. This is a 10-penny nail. And it's perfect. You don't have to use it. You can use a stylus. You can use just a pen. But we write on the candle what we want to, what is your intention. Some people, it means something to them. Okay, well, we'll talk about that in a minute. Because the other thing we're going to do is we're also including the kit. And I don't have it here to show you because we had it at the location we did the class. But it will be included in the kit. If you buy a kit for me, it will have a small bottle of oil, consecrating oil. What we would do is we would inscribe the candle with our intention. What is our spell? Okay, and then we would take the oil, and the oil is infused, and the oil that I'm going to be sending with the kit, if you buy mine, is specially made by me. It has stuff in it, ingredients in me with my intention in it, and that's kind of a secret. That's my own recipe. But you can put anything. You don't have to have my oil. You use your own oil. You could just use plain oil if you want. You don't have to have anything. But mine will contain some let's see. Mine will contain some gemstone chips in it, and some kind of herb in it that I like to add. But then I will also include. So anyway, you take the oil, a small amount of the oil, and now for some people it matters if you're trying to draw something into you or send something away from you, what direction you do on the candle. Some people do it from the middle to both ends. Some people put it in their hands. Roll the candle, get it oiled everywhere. I want the oil. I personally like the oil everywhere. I don't like to do this because that looks like erasing to me, but I have no problem with massaging the oil into the camera and into the candle in any direction. I have no problem with doing that. You do what you think is best for you. Or look it up in a book that you trust. You don't have to do what I do. I like to say, if sometimes I think, send it away, burn it away would be this way, send it away would be this way. You see, it's all a matter of your phrasing. So whatever you're going to say, what makes sense, the way you move it is the right way. But anyway, you put this oil on it. In your case, it could just be plain oil of any kind, olive oil, grapeseed oil, something like that. In my case of the kit, the oil that I have in the little bottle, which it is made of a carrier oil plus some gemstones, chips of gemstone, and some oil herb in it. Okay. Also in the kit. Anyway, you dress that, and then you take from the kit as well. There'll be herb packets, and I have another in there. By the way, this comes with a list, a paper that will explain all the herbs that are in there and what they're good for. But also, these are herbs that you can have around your house. These are any herbs that you want to use. They don't have to be my herbs. Okay? They don't have to be my herbs. Maybe you grow, I don't know, what can I say? Maybe you grow, nasturtiums. I'm looking at when I see nasturtiums. The new thing, nasturtiums just, do the deal. Okay, nasturtium blossoms. What do they do for you? If they think, then I would dry some of those and I would use those. But coming in the kit will probably be bay leaf, calendula. This is what I had in this kit. Bay leaf, calendula, rose, cinnamon, lavender, and rosemary probably will be in here because those are really good common herbs that are used for long things. A lot of them are used for protection. A lot of them are used for peace, happiness, love, kind of relationship, friendship. A lot of them are good for attracting money or removing negativity. And cinnamon is good for making things. That's my heat it up, speed it up, raise it up ingredients. You put that in things, any kind of spell that will go with anything. So you can use a combination or whatever you want to use. Put a small amount, and there will be bags of it in the kit. Put a small amount after you have oiled the camera. Why do I say camera? I'm saying camera because I'm looking at the camera when I'm speaking. That's really lame. Betty White needs to leave this room. Betty White? Betty White, please don't get in trouble. Danger, danger. Anyway, after we inscribe the candle and we apply the oil, then we will apply the herbs, and then we will stick it to the tile or put it in sand or put it in a holder, whatever you do. And then use the light of black or white candle. I have a citrine. Thank you. Betty White needs to leave. Goodbye, Betty White. Yeah. Just a minute. Nice to see you, Betty White.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. Thank you. Sorry about that. I have citrine stone here in the kit as well. You can use anything. You don't have to use anything. You don't have to use anything. But citrine works really, really well because citrine is very powerful to help manifest what you have, what you wish for. And citrine does not have to be cleansed. It doesn't have to be cleared, afterwards or cleansed or it's self-cleansing. It's one of those stones that is self-cleansing. Okay? So anyway, there's also instructions in the kit if you want to. Everything that I'm saying here, so if I'm not very clear, it's clear in the kit. But it includes a piece of parchment. You can use anything, piece of paper, anything. And you write your intention. Be very clear what your intention is for your spell. And be specific, choosing words carefully, using phrases such as I will, I am, rather than I want or I hope. You really want to be specific that you have achieved what you are wishing for. Verbalizing it and visualizing it as if it has already happened. That's sort of the secret in spell work. And I like to write things in simple form that I can say over and over and over again, lighting this candle over and over before. to raise the power, raise the energy, raise the energy, raise the energy of the spell. Okay. You might want to say, um, whatever it is that you wish, over and over again. Okay, you can, by writing on the paper, first of all, it's written, you can read it to raise your intention. But however you read it, just read it over, trying to raise the energy each time you read it. So 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, until you really feel it. And then you take it, fold it up, and leave it underneath your tile, underneath your candle, underneath the cloth on your altar, underneath something, until the candle is burned down. When the candle is burned down, or nearly burned down, I like to take it and burn it. I like to take the parchment and burn it with the last of the candle. And then, if you allow the candle to go out if you can, and if you don't feel like you can, if it's too down and you're afraid it's not going to be safe, go ahead and snuff it out or blow it out. It doesn't matter which. And your spell should be set. Get rid of your ash. Get rid of the candle. A lot of people put it in the ground. A lot of people. I collect all my ash in my house from my altar, like pieces of candles, but I mean like the ash from my charcoal disc, from burning herbs, from burning sage, all the little bits of stuff that's left over, and I put that with my ash, which goes out periodically as a protection for the home. Okay. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that's something. I don't know if that helped or not, but I thought when I saw the bags and saw these left over, I would like to talk to anybody that's used. So if you want to begin spell work, you can get an idea of the kind of things. So you can list again what kind of things you need. You have to have candles. You should have candles in a specific color, or white or black. It doesn't matter. I do not like to use scented candles for spells. I don't use scented candles at all, but scented candles for spells, because I would rather use in an incense or an herb or something intentionally used than that just smells pretty. Because the more things you can intentionally use in the spell, the greater success you'll have with the spell. If you can combine color, if you combine incense of intent, and you can combine herb of intention, your words, and spoken of words of intention, you see, the more things, crystals, whatever, the more things that you can add on to the intention, the stronger the spell will be. Okay? So anyway, you need something safely to burn the candle with, either a tile or a candle holder, or you can just simply, I have a little cauldron of sand with sand in it, and I just stick the candle down in the air and it stands up. Oils, something to inscribe your candle with, that's important. For spells, I think it's important. The candle magic, at least you want to write on your candle. You want to dress your candle with oil. Intentional oil is best. And before we start, we can even say we want to, cleanse your area before the space that you're going to do. Make sure you have a sacred space. You don't need a lot of room. You need a lot of room to put your tile or put whatever. That's the other reason I like to use a tile. I can do this on a little corner of a table somewhere. People that don't have a lot of room. Kitchen table, if you saw my last video, put a placemat down and then put this on top. That'll work. That'll work. Okay. So anyway, this is maybe starting you out. If you want to buy a kit, I think I'm going to sell them. I think they're going to probably be probably $36. If that seems high, it's really enough to do, realistically 5 spells. 5 spells for $36 is pretty reasonable, I think. I need to recover my costs, of course. So that's about what it's going to cost. We're going to have within this bag, we're going to have the candles, the citrine, the parchment, the tile, the nail to the inscribing tool, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably six bags, little bags of some herbs and oil to address your candle with. That has been specially consecrated by me with my own special blend of herb and stones. Okay, so that's that. Now, anything else you want in your witch's cupboards? I'm going to try really hard. I had some people comment that they enjoyed very much when I consecrated my tools. The video I did on consecrating my tools, that it actually showed how when I was doing it, and I was struggling a while, not wanting to do that. I know we like to keep our privacy, but I realized if you don't ever see somebody do it, you don't know how to do it. Also, if you do it a different way, it's sort of fun to compare ways that we do things. I don't always do the same thing. I sort of do what I think is going to work at the time. And I did that, and I was still able to keep, a lot of things private. You didn't hear the exact words I was doing. I've got another couple videos coming up that I'm going to show you some things that, the purpose of the spell is really nobody's business, but it's the way I go about doing it is a good thing to know. So I'm happy to share what I can, as long as you do it in good spirit. If I get any problems from it, backlash, too many people have problems with it, I might not do it in the future. But I'm going to try to keep it up a little bit. So I appreciate feedback. If I get some feedback, I really appreciate it. And I think that's it for today. I think I've said enough for today. I'm happy to be back here with you. And I'm kind of happy to be talking about something other than tarot. I love tarot, but I was getting a little over tarot myself. Okay. That's all. Thanks for watching. I'm the Good Wife. I'm Rebecca, the Good Wife, and I wish you blessings.